can improve it by reading grammar books or watching grammar lessons on YouTube. If you do that, you will acquire a different type of knowledge called conscious knowledge. This type of knowledge is not automatic. To use the knowledge, you have to think about it. You have to focus your attention on it. This means that when you speak English, you have to think about grammar. You have to decide what tense to use and all that stuff. And that doesn't work because when you're talking to someone, you don't have time to think about grammar. If the other person says something to you or asks you a question, you have to respond immediately. Sadly, many people love studying grammar. They love watching lessons about tenses, prepositions, adjectives, and so on. They believe that it will make them speak better. What they don't realize is that the knowledge they gain through study is conscious, non-automatic knowledge, which is not very useful in spoken English. The thing is, speaking a language involves two parts of the brain, the conscious part and the unconscious, automatic part. When you speak your first language, the conscious part focuses on the information that you want to communicate, while the unconscious part focuses on the grammar. This coordination allows you to speak fluently. If you want to say something, you can just say it, and the unconscious part will make sure that your speech follows the grammar rules. The process is automatic. It's amazing, actually. But what happens when a grammar nerd, someone who studies a lot of grammar, what happens when they try to speak English? Well, here's what happens. The conscious part now has to focus on the information and the grammar at the same time. It has to focus on two things simultaneously, which is impossible to do. This is why many students speak poorly despite knowing all the grammar rules. So don't learn English through study. Instead, you have to learn English the same way you learn your first language. We call this way of learning unconscious learning. What is unconscious learning? Does it mean learning while you sleep? Actually, no. In this context, the word unconscious means unaware. So, unconscious learning means you are unaware that you're learning something. The learning takes place outside of your awareness. One example of this way of learning is listening to a conversation in English. When you listen to a conversation, your goal is not to learn English,